Hello everyone, I'm Andy from the Pixel Pub, and I'm here to talk about some more Switch games we have added to the collection. Okay, it's been about since July since I did one of these videos. We have about 9 games here. That's an odd number, but I did want to go ahead and do this video because there probably won't be another pickups video to probably after Christmas, if I had to guess. So I just want to get these out of the way so we can go on to the real shelf in the living room. But yeah, it might be slow going for the Switch pickups for the next month or two. We'll see what happens. Sometimes I score a deal on Amazon or other websites, and I pick up stuff that I wasn't really looking for, but hey, I see it cheap and I pick it up. But anyway, let's get to these 9 games. Okay, the first one is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. This is something I had on my Amazon wish list. Saw it go down to like 25 bucks or something like that, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up. And I'd heard about this game when it first came out, and people didn't seem to dislike it, but it just seemed like it kind of came and went. But after watching some trailers and stuff, I was like, man, that does look pretty cool. And I was a big Power Rangers fan of this era specifically back in the day, and the games back then weren't that great. At least the ones I had on the Genesis, they sucked. The ones on Super Nintendo were pretty good, like the first Power Rangers game on Super Nintendo. Great stuff. But yeah, this is a classic beat 'em up starring the Rangers of old, and it is kind of more than a beat up, really. I've already played a couple of levels, and the in between stuff with where you run around the Zords and you're like, it's a shooter, like a kind of, I don't know, like a weird shooter. It's crazy, and you're like shooting Goldar in this canyon, and then like you get the Megazord together, and then it becomes like a first person punch out type of thing. But yeah, that first person Megazord boss battle stuff, I'm not sure how that's going to work with multiplayer. I have a guess, but yeah, I'm hoping to try it out multiplayer soon. It does seem pretty cool. Can't wait to unlock that Green Ranger. He's on the back, so you know he's in the game, but he's not available at the beginning, so he has to come at some point, right? Okay, next up is a game that I picked up for Kathy, I believe for our anniversary. I went kind of small on the anniversary. She got me something big, but because we just recently bought a car, and having those car payments again sucks. But I had picked this up because it's something I know she had wanted, and she had talked about, and it was on her wish list. It's Date Everything, which is, it is what it is. It says it what it is right there in the title. You date everything. All your stuff, it seems like, in this house that you're living in becomes personified. Like you have your door becomes a doorman. His name is Dorian, and they all have little punny names like that. When we went up to Canada, she was playing it, sitting in the passenger seat, and she would just tell me, she would just burst out laughing about something that someone said or someone's name and stuff like that. I thought this was more of like a visual novel type of thing. But seeing her play a little bit, I didn't realize it was like this whole 3D house that you could walk around in and stuff like that. I thought it would just be like just still images of characters that you talk to. But I was wrong. And she seems to be having a good time with it. It seemed like a lot of people fell in love with this game when it came out earlier in the year. Has the Lavish DLC with it. Not a bad deal there. It wasn't that expensive. I think it was like 35 bucks. Not bad for a game that people seem to love. And I don't know, maybe I'll give it a try someday. I was toying around with just starting with it, see if I can like beat it before Kathy, because she gets mad when I do that type of stuff. But I haven't yet. I'm knee deep in other games. But yeah, that's Date Everything. Okay, next up is a game that I picked up when we last went to the Limited Run game store, which was a handful of months ago now. It's been a while. I went there with the idea of getting one particular game, and I got it. I'm gonna get to it. But this game was only 10 bucks, so I was like, $10, I'll try that out. Is Akaar, I think I'm pronouncing that right, by Atari. It's made by Jeff Minturn from Llamasoft. He's the guy who made Tempest 2000, I believe, and all of his games seem to have that similar formula of just like this kind of wild art style and basic old school arcade mechanics. Basic's probably too harsh, but old school arcade mechanics and just wild visuals and crazy music and stuff like this. And I think I know why it was $10, because I couldn't make heads or tails of what the hell was going on in this game. I played it for long enough to be like, I don't know. I don't know. This was it was strange. I was kind of turned off, honestly, which sucks. I don't like that. But it's got a manual. Hey, I don't think I looked at this. Maybe it'll tell me how to play. Stay calm. I'll give it another shot. I'm sure at some point it'll be a nice little Saturday night when I'm sipping on some beer and just wanting to put in some random games and mess around. This probably be up there. Okay, the next game is a game that I picked up following a link from Wario64, and he's always posting up them deals. If you want soy sauce or video games, he's got you covered. But it was a game that I heard about a long time ago from one Matt Rory on Giant Bomb. He used to talk about it a lot when he was playing it, and I was curious about it then, but when I think it was 25 bucks on the Switch, I had to pick it up. It is Children of Morta, which seems to be a top-down action game, kind of a roguelike, where you play as this family and you go through trying to kill evil. Here we go. Embark on the adventure of an extraordinary family of heroes. With the corruption spreading through the land, guardians of the mountain Morta have to stand up against the ancient evil. But it's not a story about saving the universe, it's a story about valiant families standing together while the world around them is being devoured by darkness. So yeah, when I had clicked on the link and looked it up and put up a trailer on YouTube, I was kind of astonished about what I saw, really, because I didn't expect the art style for this game to be what it was. It's kind of like it's an oxymoron, but it's like a detailed but simplistic pixel art style at the same time. It was weird to see. I was actually kind of like, man, that looks really cool. But yeah, I'm eager to get into this. But we got a lot of games to play. Got a lot of games coming too. But for 25 bucks, I couldn't pass it up. Okay, next up is a game that Kathy picked up. It's actually still in the shrink wrap. I'm not sure exactly where she got it from. I can't remember. But it's a sequel to a game that she really enjoyed playing it a few years ago. It is Neva, which I do believe I'm pronouncing that right. The prequel to this game, Grease, something like that. I can't remember how it's pronounced, which is a shame. I should remember those types of things. But for those of y'all who are unfamiliar with Grease, it was like a side-scrolling platformer type of thing. Big emphasis on art and making sure everything looked really pretty visually, and I'm sure the music was good and everything too. She had a good time with it. I never picked it up. I really should, because past couple of years here now, I've been just plowing through 50, 60, 70 hour RPGs one after another, and having a game be super short is a blessing. That's why I was so excited to play that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game. I recently played through Keeper on the Xbox. It was on Game Pass, and it was the last game I played on Game Pass because they upped that price, and I said nope, and I canceled it. But that was the last game I played, and that was a sitting. That was an afternoon playing that, and that was a good old time. But yeah, this is another one of those games. I bet it's not super long. Here we go. Neva chronicles the story of Alba, a young woman bound to a curious wolf cub following a traumatic encounter with dark forces. Together they embark on a perilous journey through a once beautiful world as it slowly decays around them. An emotionally charged action adventure from the visionary team behind the critically acclaimed game prequel. Yeah, but that's Neva. It's itchy. I want to open it. I want to play it now. Neva. Okay, next up is the game that I went to limited run where I picked up Aka-R. It's a game I wanted to get because I was just monitoring the price on Amazon one day. I had it on Amazon wish list, and for one day it just shot up, like doubled in price for some reason. I was like, what the fuck? How did this happen? And it's something I really wanted to play because I love the look of it. It is Victory Heat Rally, and so we planned a trip up to limited run that weekend after I saw the price go up, and they had it. So I was like, I got it for MSRP. Didn't have to pay overpriced for it, but I think that was just that particular day. I think that was an anomaly. I think you can still get this game for just either what I paid for it or cheaper, if I had to guess. But yeah, Victory Heat Rally, super fun arcade style racing game with a very 90s arcade look to it, but kind of souped up a little bit. Like it's got this very 90s arcade vibe, and the colors and the way it looks and the way it moves and motion and everything, and the character art and stuff like that. It's a whole lot of fun. We came home that night, and me and Kathy played a lot of it, passing the controller back and forth. I honestly had a ball. I was like, this is fun as hell. I think we played through a lot of the first little world there. There's a world tour where you can go around, do different races. I think Kathy had a bit of a time struggling with the controls at first, but after a while she got hold of it, and she had a good time too. But yeah, that's Victory Heat Rally. It's really fun. If you like old school racing games, you can check it out. Okay, next up is a Kathy pickup. It's a game I don't think I've ever heard of until it showed up in our mailbox. It is Master Detective Archives Rain Code. Now, I think this is it seems to be like a detective type game. I thought it would be more like when I said about Date Everything, more of a visual novel style game, but apparently it's not. I watched some trailers of it, and I read some stuff about it, and I'm still I don't know exactly what you do in this game. Kathy has yet to play it. She has her own YouTube and Reddit influencers that she follows and gets game ideas from them. So I'd never heard of it, and I mean, the art style looks fun, and looking at it in motion, I was like, man, it looks pretty good. In the Reign of Mysteries. City of Rain, gripped by innumerable unsolved mysteries under the complete control. Amaterasu Corporation. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Yeah, looks neat though. Rain Code, Master Detective Archives. Okay, next up was a me pickup, and it was a game that I pre-ordered as soon as I could because it is one of my favorite games I've played in my lifetime, or a remake of it, remastered, is Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. I got into Final Fantasy VII, or got into Final Fantasy through Final Fantasy VII, and Final Fantasy Tactics was the next game that came out with the Final Fantasy name on it after I was in my Final Fantasy fever. So I got it, and it was much different than I thought it was going to be. It was all battles, all tacticals, all tiles, all jobs and stuff like that, and I was like kind of perturbed at first, but as soon as I got into it, I got really into it. It is the only strategy game that I've played that I'm like, man, I'm good at this. This is great. And then Unicorn Overlord a few years ago, I liked that a lot too. But yeah, I've jumped back in. I'm like 10 hours in, and I've done a lot of grinding. It was something that I can't remember if I did that much of when I was younger. I don't know if it even really crossed my mind that I could do it. I was telling my friend Chris, we were talking about it, and I was like, dude, I haven't played this in 20 years. Like, I played it when it first came out in 98, and then when I went to college in 2005, I played through a bunch of old PS1 games that I had. I played through 7, 8, 9 again, and I played through Tactics again, and that was like the last time I played it. But I can still remember a lot of specifics about playing this game, a lot of cool, fun things that I like to do. Like, I like having my Monk Geomancer for Ramza. I like having him unlock auto haste and stuff like that. I really like TJ Sid. I really like this. I was about to say I really like the story. That's the main problem with the PS1 version. I think I like the story in theory, but it's so poorly translated. I have a basic inkling of what's going on. With this, the brand new translation, or I think it's taking the translation from the PSP version, which I've dabbled in. It's already like so much better. I'm already like, yes, that's what's supposed to be happening. I don't know. I'm having a fun time right now. I'm just trying to unlock as many jobs as I can, and having a damn good time doing that. This is something that I really wanted another crack at Final Fantasy Tactics for the longest time. Square finally gave it to me, and I could not be happier. This is a pretty cool package with Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. Okay, next up is a Kathy pickup. She got this a long time ago. I think this is like the first game that showed up in the mail after I put up the last Switch video. So sometime in July, sometime in early August maybe. But it is, let me see if I get this right. The Prinny Presents NIS Classics Volume 3 Deluxe Edition, which has the games La Pusille, Ragnarok, and Rhapsody: A Musical Adventure. Now this is a combination of two older games, just like Tactics, put on the Switch. La Pusille Ragnarok seems to be a port of a PSP game, which was basically a port of La Pusille Tactics on the PS2, which we already have here. It wasn't the main draw for why Kathy got this particular game. She wanted Rhapsody: A Musical Adventure because we do have another NIS collection that is just Rhapsody 2 and 3, but it doesn't have the first one. And when I had said that we don't have the first one in the pickup video about Rhapsody, someone had pointed out, hey, it's on this particular collection. And they were right. So we got it, and I actually did a little bit of research. Nice little art there. Before Kathy picked it up, it was basically just, hey, can you play Rhapsody games out of order? Turns out you really probably shouldn't. You probably should start with the first one, then 2, then 3. So I was like, okay, she's gonna go ahead and pick it up. It seems like right up her alley. She loves RPGs, and she loves like magical schoolgirl stuff, like your Sailor Moons and stuff like that. I don't think this is quite that Sailor Moon coded, but it does seem to have a lot of girl power, fun, colorful art, stuff like that. Seems pretty cool, I think. But yeah, that is a Prinny Presents NIS Classics Volume 3 Deluxe Edition. Okay, so those have been the Switch games we've added to the collection here recently. If you want to let me know in the comments some games that are out there that are on the cheap, on the Switch, let me know. I'm always down for trying out new things and trying to find a deal, because everyone needs a deal. But yeah, please like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. I've been Andy from the Pixel Pub. Peace out.